Well, ladies and gentlemen, I am Twisted. He is Listed, and this is the Isted Hour. I need to get my voice deeper, I think, when I do that. It's got to be really deep, like the Isted Hour. No? You don't love it? He's not loving it, ladies. He's not loving it. He hates it.
However you feel, that's the most important thing. However you want to present your character to the world, you want to get the bellatone going, go full berry, I support that. I support my friends in all of their fucking endeavors.
The bellatone.
Fucking let your hair down. Get after it.
Get after it. Remember, we're going to get there. We're going to push get there. Get there is going to be the theme.
Podcasting and CMAing at the same time. See how many people can do that. That's going to be our competitive edge. It'll Absolutely. Be a podcast focused on micromanagement and multitasking.
Absolutely. As it should be, though, realistically, because, life is about multitasking. Like, you can't just expect life to throw one thing at you all the time. It's got to be a variety of things.
Who has time to just do a podcast? We got shit to do. Right. Do a CMA and a podcast at the same time.
We're going to get there that way. That's it. We're getting there. So let's get into a little bit about today's episode. Hold on, I got 86, John. John, you're out.
John, you're out of here.
You're out of here, John.
You make the cut.
No disruptions. Look at him.
He's on beer delivery. Tell him he's on beer, dude.
Like,
he's on beer.
Like, is that considered child slave labor, though, if you have your kid go get a beer from the fridge, or is that just the price of a roof?
Like, that's like good training.
Right.
It's like you're doing him the service by training him how to be useful.
That's probably a fair statement.
They're having another miscreant society.
Oh my God, that's all we need.
Like,
is
John,
one of those.
Go be useful, John. Get Dad a beer, and sit down in the corner and just enjoy yourself.
Be quiet. Don't forget that, because if you don't tell this kid to be quiet, he won't be, right? So, I just dropped that. Thanks, John.
He's not gonna be quiet no matter what you tell him.
No, I gotta throw him out. Give me 1 second.
A little
Come on, John. You're out of here.
In there. I kind of like it.
Come on. Go on.
John can be our mascot.
And now a word from our sponsors.
All right, back to the subject at hand.
Scarred for life.
Poor Johnny.
Wanted to be a part of the podcast. Kicked out.
He'll get there. I mean, he's a little still too young. I mean, at 3, I mean he'd be more interested in like sticking his finger in my ear or something, like, instead of like being a constructive,
valuable asset. That's right.
Yeah, contributor. Right. So we'll get him to the point where he's a valuable contributor. So. My good friend Listed, you and I have known each other for, God, I don't even know how long.
Let's probably think. 15 years.
Has it been that long? Jesus, 10? Maybe 10.
Maybe less. 10?
I got to look and see when Arma 3 released, because that's really when I met you, right? It was in Arma 3. Yeah, 2013. So it's been at least 6, if not 7. Maybe we're on 7.
Jeez.
Seems like it's been a lot longer than that.
I was already at 15. There you go.
Seems like it's been longer than that, though, doesn't it?
It's been a fucking long 6 years, if that's the case.
No, it's been longer than that, though, because Marcus was a baby, right? And we were gaming before that. So maybe that was just the official release when we were playing. I don't know. That's a good question. But anyway, I've known you for a long time. It feels like my whole life. The amount of time that we spent together. I mean, I've spent more time with you than I probably have with my spouse. So let's not tell her that, though. Even though she'll probably hear it.
She loves that, too. Uncle Listed.
Yeah, wait. Just wait till she hears that. She's going to love it even better.
No matter how hard I try, I'll never be a part of the family.
Oh, stop that. You're the maple syrup in this family. Just remember that.
That's right.
So you and I met playing Sumatra's Wasteland, I think. That's where I think I initially met you, and Dave was playing that. And then from there, we just kind of... Actually, I think you and I competed at first, and you always kicked my butt, and you were playing at like 12 frames, and I just never understood how you could survive playing a game at 12 frames. That's like next level. Literally next
disgusting.
level. It was just...
I don't know why I played with such a shit-breathing PC for so long.
I don't know why you did that either. And it took me.
I never had a good computer as like a kid growing up. I always had I remember going to the store to like look at video games and shit. And it wasn't like my dad had some extra paper to spread around. Like he could have fucking got me a new computer and did whatever. He had a sick ass laptop. I had some shit breathing desktop that was like some floppy disk bullshit or whatever it was back then. Remember when the CD-ROM popped off? And I remember going to the store and you pick up all these different like games, and then my dad would like look at the back and like read the fucking requirements. You know what I mean? And be like, no, like you know what I mean? Like your computer doesn't handle it. Like doesn't matter. And I have to get like the bottom of the barrel, like whatever it was, like shit breathing car racing game or something. So I was always kind of used to that. I didn't put any thought into like putting a bunch of money into a PC until I really got into like playing shooters, seeing all my friends like talk about all their hardcore like devices and knew this and that and the best frames and whatever it was. And I was like sitting chunking around at like 17 frames, like complaining about every engagement. You know what I mean? Just like fucking floundering around.
Dude, it was funny. Like I would watch you skip because you were lagging so bad.
Skipping across the screen. That was the great thing about ARM was it didn't matter if you just grabbed a belt fit.
Yeah.
Just fucking roll hard on people.
Just hold the trigger down.
Man. That's right.
Oh man, that's great.
So it worked out well enough. We had a good group of friends, that's for sure. Like there were a lot of people there to like pick up the slack, you know?
Right. No, I agree. I just slapped my mic on accident. I'm sorry, but I agree that we did have a great group, and you know the future is untold, right? We don't know how it's going to end up, but you know our group could end up. You know the band could always get back together again for the next iteration of whatever craziness we're playing, or we'll find new people. So I know life gets in the way a lot, and it's just how it goes.
Like the glory days, man. It's just like people in high school that are fucking banging all the bitches or throwing the football around, like being the champ, and they get out and they're fucking pumping gas or doing whatever they're doing. Like not to say that the way things always unfold. But it's like you always look back at like the good times, and that's why they say the good times, like you know what I mean. Enjoy the good times while they're there, because it's like they don't last. You know what I mean? But it's like one era to the next. It doesn't mean you can't, you know, jump into something else that's going to be just as great and meet people and you know what I mean, and play with dudes that are fucking just as good or as much fun and as charismatic. That was one of the other things, right? We had a lot of hilarious like characters and some really smart people,
right? And
like you said, like that's the way that life sort of just like things disseminate and fucking people. Life happens and everyone goes on their own mission. And that's it. C'est la vie.
I know. It's interesting if you just think back to all the people that have come and gone like through our gaming life. It's pretty interesting. Like where did they go?
We rolled such a big group. We had like a fucking 15, 20 man group at one point. Like there wasn't a point when the channel had less than like 10 people. You could roll 4 o'clock in the morning. You'd have 7, 8 guys on. You know what I mean? Like we covered every hour of the clock. How
come there's no like? Well, that brings up so. I guess what this could segue into is our first episode is which we're going to talk into just gaming in general. So, I mean, it's what our forte is. It's kind of what we do. It's who we are. It's like where we know each other. It's where we spend most of our time. So I guess that's going to segue into my next point, which would be kind of like, how come people that game together, they don't stick together? Does that make sense? Like,
I wonder if it has something to do with just like, you know people online and you think you really know someone. Anybody can be like whoever they want to be, like online. Like everybody puts like their best foot forward. And I don't know like how many people outside of like playing the game, even if they're spending like a tremendous amount of time together, actually like share maybe things about like their life or like different stories, like maybe little blips and blabs from like work or whatever. But like how, you know, like how engaging are people when you like talk about like the social dynamic of people like having friendship and having like a certain connection that's like beyond the game, no matter how much time. I think it's easier just to like, you know, I think a lot of people just sort of just like take those relationships for granted. And then, you know, when they're done playing whatever they're playing, they just kind of like move on and they don't think much about it.
Well, just look at our own personal experiences with guys like Stalker and I don't even know. There's so many like, it's just they fly in, they game for a little bit and then they fly out. Even like Mark to Grims. I mean, we're always hovering in the same circles. It's just that they don't. The constant level of even like Kirby. Look at Kirby. Kirby's a great example. Kirby just came back. Like he was here. He was every day. He was with us, and then all of a sudden he disappeared for 2 years almost. It seemed like it was long. It was a long time, maybe a year, and then he just kind of floated back one day. So I there's like no longevity in the gaming friends that you have. I don't know. Obviously, you and I have stuck together, and there was a core group of us, about 5 of us, that were really tight for a while, and. You know how that goes. It's like come and go, though. So, but
sustainable community. I think that's one of the hardest things. Is just like building that community and then keeping like sort of rolling through all the different genres of games. And this other thing is like people that come into that kind of thing, like when you come into a group, you're playing a game, you're playing to play with good players, you're playing because you like this guy or that guy or whatever it is, and things are always going to, like, the way that I see it from my personal experiences, it's been like very tribal, where no matter, I'm like the guy, the way that I am is I jump from group to group to group. Like I think about a guy like Steak Salad, he's the exact same way. Like I have a good friend of ours, a good shooter. He goes from group to group to group, and he makes friends with everybody. And like I like to do the same thing. Like I like to think, you know, I can go join this group and play with them for a couple hours, go hit somebody else up. Like that's how I make friends. But a lot of people don't do that, and they just like get set in like their own groups, and then they like, you know, maybe they have some animosity with some other people. If you're playing like a game where you're like in a TPG type scenario where you're playing in a mega tribe with like 100 people in one group dynamic, then it's like, you know, people get in fights, and then groups of people are sort of pitted against each other because it's like you got to back up your boy, and then, you know, that's how I see a lot of it. So that's how I've seen like our group sort of deteriorate. I had a lot of like good friends. We all play together, and then people get, one of the hardest things is watching two of your best friends go at each other, you know? And then so it's like one of your buddies is attacking your other buddy, and then you're sitting there sort of being like, come on guys, you know, like we're a family here, like we're such great friends, we spend all this time together, we're a great team. And it doesn't matter, like a lot of people don't have the oversight to be able to just kind of kick whatever, you know, beef to the curb, and so then all of a sudden you have fucking conflict inside your group.
Yeah, we've had our fair share of that. Even you and I at one point butted heads over things, but
oh, for sure.
It's I don't know if it's like a perspective of just like growing out of it almost, but it's like at some point you got to just stop caring. Like, I don't know. I don't give a shit anymore. That's where I'm at these days.
Yeah,
so
I think the older you get, maybe the more you care, but also like the less you kind of care, because the more you care because you're more mature and the more wisdom you have, and you know that like caring, in my opinion, is like the way to like, you know, treat people and care about things that are happening. Like that's important, and that's how like you get good things to come out of. But on the flip side, you're getting older and you don't have time to fucking waste on bullshit. So if people aren't going to use their social intelligence, or they're going to be immature or be whatever, just fucking low IQ, then it is what it is, man. You know what I mean? Like let them. You know, I don't hold any animosity towards anyone, but I'm not going to waste time with people. Like, let them go live their life and be a fucking moron. I'm going to live mine, you know what I mean? And work towards, like, whatever I'm working towards.
Yeah,
you know?
goals. Like, goals, personal goals, like, online goals. I mean, you could set goals for literally anything. Like, and that's another thing that's, you know, kind of important to us, is obviously have a direction. Like, what is it that you're trying to accomplish? Like, it's just like, let's talk about the Mega Tribe life for a minute, because the Mega Tribe life, we were trying to accomplish a couple goals. And one, Listen and I played together real quick. If you guys didn't know, we played together in Atlas, which was a pirate game. But anyway, it's like a sandbox game, very similar to Ark or some of the other games like that, like Rust. But we played in a huge tribe. And then when it first came out, it was probably 500 man, maybe 600. It was huge, like massive. And there's 600 different personalities that you have to integrate with. And then, you know, us coming from almost a splinter group where we're just, you know, very set in our ways and very like selective on how we do things. It was like a culture shock for us to go into this giant, I don't want to say cesspool, but it's almost like the right word, but it's probably wrong, but it was almost
that we're like
a culture
really competitive.
shock.
We're so competitive, right? And in a lot of things that we do, like we like to win, and like winning for me is like when you win in a video game, that's when you're having fun.
Well, winning is everything, right? So you and I are super competitive, and we're always going to be super competitive, and that's just how it goes. So for us to step into that, it was huge, like, because now we have like all these people, and then we get these huge fights, and it's just the scale of it all was different, right? So
when I win, I have fun, like playing a game. Like who wants to build up a bunch of shit and spend a bunch of hours and then get stomped and lose? Like that's not like an enjoyable experience for me. Whether I'm like enjoying the immersion of the game or it's a new game or whatever it is, everybody wants to win. Like in my mind, maybe there's some people that don't, but they're cucklords, so it doesn't matter. So you want to win. How do you win? You get to meta in whatever game you're playing.
Right.
Whether you're like you shoot the person in the head the fastest, or you farm up the most supplies and have the most impenetrable base defense, or whatever it is. You know what I mean? It's just like getting the meta in the game is essential if you want to win. And so that's what we did when we went to TPG. We just carry like a certain...
My wife called
Rip my thought process.
Sorry. I'm sorry. We'll pause right here real quick. My wife. You were there. You were there too. Fuck. Get there. Gotta edit. Edit. Fuck, I go out there and John's throwing Legos at the fucking TV.
Little bastard.
My wife calls me to tell me that John's throwing Legos at the TV. I got to cut that section out. Now, picking up where we left off.
It's all good. I gotta go to the gym. We gotta have it not be that scattered. I can do a couple interruptions, but fucking if the phone's gonna ring and all this stuff, it's too. What I was gonna say was about fucking getting the meta while winning, and then getting the meta, and then fucking playing in that group, and then having the certain fucking play style that we do because we want to get to meta, we want to win to enjoy the game, and then there's people that just join the fucking group just to be carried by the group or join the group just to play the game and have fun, not necessarily win. And then we clash with them because they're too fucking lazy and they don't want to like play by like the way that we're just used to playing with like our group of people.
Mm-hmm.
And then blah blah blah.
They don't want to put the work in, right? That's what you're saying ultimately.
Well, they're just like they're not used to. Well, they're just casuals, you know?
Right?
And so that's part of the thing is that like we anticipate that people are gonna play at like a certain level because we do, but we're also hardcore gamers. Like we spend like a lot of our time like playing video games, doing different things like that. So it's like we're used to like whatever, and then maybe other people. When you're in that kind of environment, there's other people that are just going to not be able to like pick up any of the slack, and they're just going to actually be fucking dead weight. You know what I mean? Then you carry those people, and then that's how you have like conflict in there. But that's just like building the meta in a game is an analogy for life, where it's just like you do whatever you have to do in the game, depending on like however the game plays out. Whether it's a building game or a sitting and shooting people in the face game, you figure out how to get to meta, like whatever that is, the top echelon of the skill cap, the top part of that. You know what I mean?
Right.
That game. And that's just the same thing for life. Like it's like eat good food, go to the gym. What do you put in your mind? Who are the people you surround yourself with? What are you doing? What are your plans? Do you have any plans? You sit back and fucking look at the past and kick yourself every day. Like it's like you're not going to get to meta, bro. And meta is whatever you want to do. It doesn't have to be like some materialistic like lifestyle of success where you're looking at things being like, oh, I want to be $100 million man with a fucking triple car garage and whatever. You know what I mean?
It's about commitment, right? It's about commitment level.
It's about being objective of whatever you want to do in your life. If you want to be a fucking artist, or you want to be a horseback rider, or you want to be $100 million man, figure out how the fuck you're going to get to meta and start working on solutions on how you're going to build towards that. Take all of your time and build towards meta. The game, in life. Bam.
Yeah. So this is why this podcast is going to cover multiple. This is why this podcast is going to cover multiple facets of life, right? More than just gaming. It'll be business, everything.
It's going to be more than gaming.
More than gaming.
It's going to be life.
A life podcast.
Gaming for sale is what we're going to name it.
That's perfect, right?
After Rip the fucking Ben Mala Life for Sale channel, we're going to now pop off the gaming for sale.
Why wouldn't we? Like literally.
That's it. Yeah, done.
10 million subs. Here we go.
Coined.
All right, well, there's the name. We figured it out. Gaming for sale. Because we're gonna show you the path to become either the top tier of whatever you're doing, or share just some vast knowledge that we have from the different things that we've done in our lives that might improve your life. So, and we're gonna talk about all kinds of fun topics and drink beer while doing it. So, this is a great intro into kind of what this podcast is gonna be all about.
Intro into how to bang your friend's mom 101. With limited booze.
101.
And on a budget. If you're on a budget and you want to bang your friend's mom, you're not sure how to do it, and you don't want to use booze, we can help you. It doesn't matter what it is. You got a problem, we have a solution.
Vinegar!
Solution! We'll work it out.
All right, well, that ends this first podcast, and yeah, we'll figure it out eventually.
Twisted XVS, listed easy. Thank you very much for listening. It's prime time, grind time, up and down along at your mama's house. Tune in, hit that subscribe button, grab all the merch, click the link below. I'm out. We're out.
We're out.